Hey, and welcome back to Necrobarista. Today I'll play one of the two side stories for you guys. First up, Walking to the Sky, with our two favorite thieves, if you remember from the main storyline. Tuan. Is he up to any mischief this time? Planning to steal bottles of booze again? Hey little guy, wanna play? Fetch! What did he just throw? A pentagonal shaped ring? Maybe he'll have an easier time grabbing this. Did it just... Yeah, it just bounced. What else do we have here? He ran his hand along the shelf and found another object to throw. A flat, dull ring of metal. Catch! Hey, it got it! Oh, they bow? The bot took its prize and left. There she is. I was waiting for her to show up. Oh, hey. She quickly broke eye contact, and her eyes started scanning the floor as if she was looking for something. Still not wanting to bother the girl, turned back to the shelf. She had clearly come upstairs looking for something, and it wasn't a conversation with him. Still, she seemed interesting, and he kind of wanted to talk to her. But again, she wasn't taking the initiative, so neither was he. Her attention was directed towards the floor, not him. So I was surprised to hear her voice again. She's taking initiative? Hey! Yeah? I was just wondering, did you happen to see a ring here? You mean the very thing we just threw away and the robot caught and scurried away with? No, totally not. A ring? Like a ring! Oh shit, man. Oh my god, no way. Oh my god, if I had a freaking huge forehead, I would be slamming it freaking harsh, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took it off and left it here somewhere. No, I don't think I remember seeing a ring that looked like that. Really? I think you might want to think real hard about this one, Tuan. She hadn't actually described the ring to him, he realized. Are you sure? It's just a simple metal band, no fancy etchings or anything. Might it be in a pentagon shape? A metal band? Not like a Metallica kind of metal band, but you know, like a piece of jewelry. Doom suppressed an urge to get into a, well, actually argument about heavy rock versus metal and which side of the divide Metallica fell on. You mean just a metal ring? Yes, I'm looking for a metal ring that looks like a metal ring. Oh, right. Oh, wait, no, my mistake. She meant with a hole in it, right? Yeah, a ring with a hole in it, of course. My mistake, sorry. Yeah, I totally didn't see that. Nope. Kind of like a washer, right? But smooth. I guess? Tuan's blood ran cold as he recalled the object he'd happily surrendered to the robot just minutes earlier. Yeah, I think I saw something like that. There was a little bot up here playing with some metal objects just before. One of them looked kind of like a ring. Oh, great! Is it? Well, it is. But where? No clue. Oh, you don't need to. It's no problem! I could swear I was around here. Yeah, it wasn't. Sorry, I think I may have run off with it. Oh, you don't need to apologize. I mean, it's not like it was your fault, right? Oh, no, surely not. No, he totally did not throw that at the robot. Nope. Yeah, haha. He mentally cringed at the way he said haha instead of laughing like a normal person. Well, thanks for checking. I'm going to see if I can find that bot. Oh, he feels guilty right now. It's me. Wait, what? That came out weird. Sorry? I mean, it's me that's going to help you find our ring. Oh, that's really not necessary. Toon couldn't tell whether she simply didn't want to impose, or whether she really thought she didn't need his help. He decided to shoot his shot. I've got nothing better to do, and I know this place pretty well. You're new here, right? Let me lend you my limited knowledge of how this cafe is laid out. If it's not an imposition, I'm happy to help. To be honest, she was imposing a little. Then again, the situation was mostly his fault. Well, cool. I appreciate it. I don't think I got your name, by the way. I'm Tuan. I'm Hannah. And so yeah, in my playthrough of the main story, we didn't know that they met just in the cafe here. So, now we do. Okay, this is just some ominous walking. Well, I'm just curious to see how long can this animation go for without repeating itself. Because that would mean that this cafe is freaking huge, you know? I guess this is part of the quantum hallway that they've been talking about in the visual novel. So, does this ring of yours have any special significance? Holy crap, look at this! I think I've done something here that wasn't supposed to happen, or am I wrong? Because, damn, this cafe got huge all of a sudden. Special gift, some kind of sentimental value? He hoped it wasn't. It's kind of a reminder of who I used to be, back when I was going through my whole goth phase. I used to wear 10 rings every day, if you can believe it. Now I just have one. Hang on, goth phase? Yeah, you know, goth rings. It didn't last long though. Turns out going full goth is super expensive. Yeah, the makeup and stuff. I wouldn't say I can relate. No, totally not. But, yeah. I can see why. I guess I was drawn to the idea back when I had a brief obsession with death. Also, if she was a goth girl, she turned around that thing completely, because whatever she's going through right now is like the complete opposite of a goth theme. Although she's still rocking that, how do you call it? Choker necklace? Yeah. I also wrote a lot of really bad poetry. Pretty cringe, eh? It's not that cringe. Yeah, poetry is fine. Can't judge a person by their poetry. The only kind of poetry that's really cringe is the gothic kind of poetry, and by that I mean it's the death and suicide and, you know, the really macabre theme, and over and over and over the same thing. That's kinda cringe. And I was never a goth, but I've been to a few emo concerts in my time. Sure, but you go to emo concerts, so I'm not sure you're a good judge of what's cringe or not. Ah, yeah, got him. So true. I mean, the lion's share of bad poetry is definitely written by teenagers. Speaking from experience, eh? You got any old Tumblr blogs I can look up? I bet you reblogged some real deep MCR gift sets. Don't worry, I'm not actually going to try and find it. You've got plenty of chances to embarrass yourself in real life. Keep the shameful posting hidden, burn it if you must. I just don't think it's a bad thing to have written shitty poetry. The whole trying to find beauty in death thing feels pretty childish looking back. My emotions have turned up to 11 thanks to puberty. Yeah, she's hitting her point right there. Beauty and death, that is exactly what gothic things are, and if you keep writing on that shit, well, I don't know. I don't find much meaning in that kind of poetry. That's my opinion though. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but hey. But I think there's more to it than that. I remember how it felt becoming an adult but not being treated like one. Still stuck in the kid-friendly version of life. If you live out in the suburbs, everything is so sanitized, it feels fake. And teens run in the opposite direction of what's fake. We embrace the darkest thing we can find, which tends to be death. I guess as teenagers we don't usually have to confront death. Also, for teenagers they have way too deep of a conversation right here. I'm not used to teenagers having such a deep conversation, especially not about a heavy theme as death. Toon kept his voice low, out of respect for the other patrons. He knew enough about the cafe to understand that not everyone was here to have deep conversations about death, even though half of them are probably dead. But yeah, in that case, you could understand why they wouldn't want to talk about it. Maybe not most. I guess you could say I'm an exception. You want to ask a question, don't you? But you're not sure if you're allowed. That's a big assumption. Am I wrong? Oh no, she's not. I'll take that as a yes. And I'll take your continued silence as further confirmation. Okay, you're not wrong. I just don't want to make you uncomfortable. The feeling's mutual. You're not sure you're allowed to ask, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell. You're definitely allowed to tell. Sorry, I don't mean to sound pushy. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. You don't have to treat it like a question that needs answering. Not a question. More an invitation. Right. My mom was diagnosed with leukemia when I was 13. My father, typically, vanished as soon as he found out. Yeah, I have a grandmother who has leukemia. Not the acute version, but the one that lingers, that they have pills for. Still, effects are there. I spent the next year dealing with crippling abandonment issues, not to mention the constant dread. There was more to this story. One could tell. But this was Hannah's story to share, if she wanted. And I think she wants to. That's heavy. Thanks for trusting me with it. It was a dark time, but that stuff's all buried deep in the past now, never to be seen by anyone else ever again. Unless you count my old Tumblr, which I forgot the password to, so I guess that'll be out there forever. A monument to my shame. I think you can send a takedown request. The site has to honor it. You send a message to the blog, and if it doesn't respond, away it goes. I wasn't really looking for a solution to that problem, but your advice sounds pretty useful actually. I might give it a shot. I'm really good at offering unsolicited assistance. For example, one time this girl came to me looking for a missing ring, and I told her I'd help her find it. Oh wait, dude's got humor. Okay. Maybe he has a shot with her? Whoa, cool. I hope the story ends with you actually helping her find it. In case of emergency, break glass. Why are you staring at it so intensely, mate? I don't actually remember how the story ended. But I think the big plot twist happened when we decided to study the bookshelf. Like the bookshelf we're standing in front of? Just so. What is it? Is there a hidden room, perhaps? No way. Would this cafe be so cool to have a hidden room? Can we stop now? I appreciate the commitment to the bid, but the ring's not here. The bookshelves had a few nooks and crannies a bot could hide in, or hide a ring in. A little plane? Are you sure it's okay to move stuff around like that? It'll be fine, as long as you don't sneeze. Is it really that fragile? Oh yes. This shoebox ROG is not a plane known for its sturdiness. Sorry, I'm not sure I caught that. What's this thing called? The shoebox ROJ, short for Rise of Ground. It's a classic, capable of self-sustained indoor flight for up to 40 seconds. Don't tell me you know every model on these shelves. Nope, just the balsa wood airplanes. Did he just throw it? He threw it. No clue where that ended up, but damn, someone's gonna lose a coffee there. When did you become such an expert? Summer camp. I guess preteen boys just find that kind of stuff fascinating. I sure did. And I'll carry that obsession to the grave. And there I was, worried I'd missed out on something important by never going to summer camp. Actually, you kind of did. I'm sure that the physics of a rubber band powered airplane... No, I mean, like, the other stuff? Oh, wait, did it just break? I'm not a big fan of archery or netball either. You really think people remember summer camp because they got to play with bows and arrows? I always figured learning how to fish or shoot an arrow was meant to be some kind of delightful experience. Sadly, it's something I never got to enjoy. The bows and arrows are probably the least interesting part of the archery station. The fun part is going to the archery station during your free time, running into a friend and saying, "Hey, I haven't seen you since breakfast." Breakfast is a really important part of the summer camp experience, huh? Well, yeah, it kind of is. We're all sharing breakfast at the same time in the same hall. You get to see everyone. To think I could have been inviting my friends to breakfast this whole time. If only we'd arranged to meet at an archery station. The arranging is the part that misses the magic. It's, serendipity. That's the good bit. Right, so you go to summer camp to have serendipitous encounters with your friends? No, I didn't know anyone the first time I went. And how did you serendipitously encounter all of these friends? You kinda just make friends while you're there? Sounds like hard work, starting from square one. Actually, it's not. Crammed all together at summer camp, you fall into friendships like it's natural. You meet loads of other kids, spend every waking moment with them, and then never see them again. Oh, I'm kinda conflicted about that, because Americans... Wait, are there... I'm just gonna go with American summer camps here, because America is like a giant country, and then all kids from all over the country come together at one location, and they disappear again. That's completely different about summer camps I have in my country. I mean, Belgium, it's as big as a spot on the map, so I guess we have a completely different understanding of what summer camp is. Summer camp is usually like organized by a youth movement that you have been part of for like a long time already. So you've got already many friends. So you go into these summer camps with your friends and you, well, see them again. And that's fun? Knowing that you'll lose these friends when you eventually leave? Yeah, when you've only got a little time together, you really go all out making the most of that time. Anyway, doesn't look like the ring's here either. Good news is there's still plenty more ground to cover. That's good news? I'd prefer it if a search radius was a bit smaller. It'd be worse if we didn't have more places to look, right? If it's not here, no need to keep digging around. You're the first person I've met who seems to see good in expiring relationships. And I guess he sees this kind of encounter as the same thing? Maybe? I think part of me is afraid that all of mine are temporary. The opposite of that is much worse. For example, when someone new moves into your neighborhood, it's like, oh, we should have them for dinner sometime. Sometime is meant to be next week, but then it turns into next month. And you keep putting it off until eventually you've spent years living next door to people you know nothing about. There wasn't a sense of urgency to the relationship, so it never evolved past how do you do's, you know? Like, those people in your life are always there. You take it for granted that they'll never leave and forget to enjoy the moments you have together. And then you wake up, and they're gone. The best friendships I ever had were the ones with a built-in expiration date. You've thought about this a lot. Yeah, I guess I have. Is that why you enjoy going to emo concerts? Sounds like a great opportunity to make a friend, spend a few hours with them, and then never see them again. She's calling out the emo community yet again. I have a feeling that devs really don't like emos, huh? It was kind of a one-time thing, really. I usually listen to music when I'm on my own. I still have the Fallout Boy album I listened to every night when I cried into my pillow. Year 8 sucked. Is this like a Fallout the game reference, or is it actually an emo reference to a song I've never heard before? I don't know. I didn't have an emo phase. The music was that bad, huh? The lyrics make me feel the pain and futility of my own existence. A lot of my early teenage years were filled with this sense that nothing meant anything. When I listened to that album, it felt like I was staring into the abyss. The music wasn't bad either. Oh good, because taking shots at Fallout Boys is fighting words. But, I'm still wondering, like, if the album made you feel like shit, why did you keep coming back to it? I actually enjoy burying my face in my pillowcase and loudly sobbing as I'm overwhelmed by a creeping feeling of existential angst. I get that some people enjoy a good cry from time to time, but I think you might enjoy existential angst a little too much. No, you misunderstand me. I said, I enjoy burying my face in my pillowcase and loudly sobbing as I'm overwhelmed by a creeping feeling of existential angst. That's the name of the third track on the album. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Oh my... That's... Okay, well, maybe I do have to go and shit on some emos now. Oh, freaking hell. It's like an anime title. Anime titles have also way too long titles these days. What the hell, man? I genuinely can't tell if you're lying or not. Lying or simply bullshitting. If I'm just trying to entertain, it's not really lying. Maybe parody or satire, or plain out storytelling. Satire doesn't work if it's indistinguishable from the truth. That title isn't an obvious exaggeration. They have actually completely derailed here. There's no search anymore happening. There's no talk about any ring whatsoever anymore. I'd expect that from them. What if I told you my favorite song of theirs was actually I'm Like a Liar with the way I'm always trying to get you off? I'd assume you're trying to flirt with me because there's no way that's a real song. And I guess the flirting is working because she's not waving it away. And you assume it's a flirting attempt, why? Well, it's suggestive. If I had to describe it in one word, I'd say it's... lewd. Okay. And if I told you my favorite Fall Out Boy song was Bang the Doldrums? Crude? I've got a dark alley and a bad idea that says you should shut your mouth. How many of these does he have? Rude! This ain't a scene, it's an arms race. Feud. I'm so confused what's happening right now. Well, Lars made us change the name of this song so we wouldn't get... sued! Okay, the final one was funny. Copyright. Well, that's all there is to see of the mezzanine. No ring, no bot, so... I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful. Don't be silly, you helped me check all the little nooks and crannies. And besides, you kept me company. Frustrated searching becomes a heck of a lot more enjoyable when you're hanging out with an alright guy. She's floating back. Huh. Nice. Could be, yeah. That's a solid theory. You gonna come with? Or are we done looking for now? What if we... and hear me out here. What if we did not do that? And just look from up here instead? I've done enough walking for now. You wanna sit down? Nah, sitting's overrated. I'm really into leaning against things. It's the new hip thing. Oh, that was fast, dude. Dude vanished like an anime, like poof! Disappeared out of frame and then the next frame appeared back. You're terrible. Yeah. This place is pretty cool. It's alright. Interesting crowd in there. All types. Which of course means we've got that one guy sporting the blazer hoodie combo. Like, hey, look at me, I'm so cool, but also super chill. Huh. So you're one of those guys, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just dunk on your fashion paramour? Nah, those kind of guys can be real douchebags. But what if he wasn't? He wouldn't be wearing the blazer hoodie combo. Oh no, the blazer hoodie combo is something he has a deep sentimental attachment to. His father left when he was young, leaving him only his grandfather to look up to as a father figure. When his grandfather tragically passed, Blazer Hoodie's older brother took that place. He loved his older brother, who ran track and was the coolest jock in town. The blazer was all he had left of his grandfather, and the hoodie was his brother's last gift before heading interstate for uni. But his brother was killed in a sudden car compactor accident that winter, and he never came home from uni. So whenever a boy finds himself feeling lonely, he puts on his grandpa's blazer and his brother's hoodie, and he goes out to drink to their memory. Have you been waiting to use that this whole time? Nah, I just like to think about people's inner lives. That's what I do on the tram. when everyone else is buried in their phones, and people watching. Damn. The only way I can get myself out of the house is by telling myself, nobody's watching, nobody cares. They're all in their own little worlds. And you've ruined my day, you brigand! I'll never walk free again. They don't see you. They see whatever they want to project onto you. That guy down there? Maybe he's just a douchebag. All we have are our theories. And those reveal more about us than anyone else, don't you think? I never thought a day in my life, and I don't intend on starting now. Clearly. Look, it's so easy to play on stereotypes saying that guy dresses like a wanker. But where's the fun in that? People aren't always what they seem. I like coming up with dark and macabre backstories. Just the worst stuff. Darker than the one you just told? Yeah, but don't worry about it. Come on, you wanna? No, I'm not going to. Sorry, it's one of my rules. Some people find healing in sharing dark thoughts, but I don't think I'm great at gauging what's good for me when sharing. I end up oversharing and then I spiral and spiral until I'm in a bad place. So, no stories for tonight. Are you wondering if you're allowed to tell? Because I think we're at the point where you shouldn't have to wait for me to ask. My rule isn't to protect the audience, it's to protect me. And buddy, we're still at the point where there are still questions I'm not gonna answer. Yeah, it's still way too early. They only just met. They don't really know each other. They only had a few words now. It doesn't mean I'm bothered by you asking. I mean, there are always going to be topics that aren't on the table. But you won't know until you ask. That's a good way to look at it. And here I was, worried I'd ruined the mood. I've never shied from a somber mood. A mood getting dark and serious doesn't mean it's ruined. Is that the emo/goth in him crawling to the surface? After all, some people like it dark. Yourself included. Hey, you can't have light without darkness, right? Sounds like a Fallout Boy lyric to me. Good thinking though. That's why I start every day with my hands in the toaster. The rest of the day feels amazing after that. Whoa, wait. What's up with the space in between them suddenly? Whoa! There's even a table in between them now. I grew up north of Brisbane. Do you know what the weather is like there? Nope, but I do know that I like talking about the weather to get away from unpleasant topics. Didn't I just look in that bookshelf a while ago? It's downright tropical. Not a bad day inside. Good weather all year round. Stormy days don't exist for the purpose of this conversation. But some days it'd be bloody gorgeous out, and I'd go for a walk and see nobody out. Just a total ghost town. Sounds like a lame place to live. Yeah, kinda. Thing is, without bad weather there are no good days. Every day is the same. It's boring. But here in Melbourne, nobody squanders a good day. After winter we're clawing at the walls for a hint of sunshine. What? A book? What is she picking out? And that's your case for dark and melancholy conversation? I mean, if everything's at a 10, it might as well be at a 1. There's no scale. I think I'd be perfectly fine if I only ever saw the happy parts. I'm kinda conflicted there. If you don't know what sadness is, you don't really understand what happiness is. Also, feeling happy all the time, I think it would feel a bit empty. The happiness you'd feel would be sort of meaningless. It's a contradiction, isn't it? The people most obsessed with finding happiness always seem to be the most unhappy. Well, duh. They're so obsessed with pursuing happiness because they themselves don't have it. It was a little board game. Okay, gotcha. Checkers? Yeah, checkers. The opposite of happy isn't sad. Wait, what? Okay, you know what? Convince me, mate. Convince me. I think it's emptiness. Or a general lack of feeling. You know, comfortably numb. Yeah, no, you didn't convince me there, mate. The opposite of happy is still sad. The opposite of emptiness is what I would call overstimulated emotion. where you get emotional over the most simplest of things. That's kind of what the opposite would be of emptiness. Like, clinical depression isn't just about being miserable all the time. You're not in a constant state of sadness, more like a constant state of nothing. That is true, yes. But those are two different things that he mentioned. Speaking from experience? That's a personal question. And I was hoping for a personal answer. You don't get to wax philosophical about your emotions, then suddenly come up when I'm the one asking you about them. A medical condition goes a little beyond the realm of talking about emotions. Let's just say that I'm no longer medicated for clinical depression. No longer as in you were at one point. I think that was implied, yeah? Yes, that was my extremely subtle implication. It wasn't subtle, it was very obvious. But it was also obvious that he does not really want to get into it too deep. Great, let's dance around the subject. I love that. Why make it easy? You really love talking, huh? Is that a complaint? Not at all. It's just you don't come across as quite so outgoing. I wasn't always. What you're seeing are the results of an extensive self-inflicted deprogramming effort. Dude, you could have phrased it a little less robotic-like. Deprogramming effort? That's funny. I guess I can kinda see it. I didn't want to assume, given that you're... It's okay. You can say Asian. If you're trying to deduce my childhood based on stereotypes of second-generation Asian kids, you're not far off. Growing up in a household where being well-behaved was synonymous with being quiet and out of the way, you tend to end up pretty meek. Okay, the dude is really open about it. Wait, where did they disappear off to? Did they just leave the game? Oh, I guess they did. Huh, when you talked about Asian parents, I was thinking more about, like, academic achievement. Oh, you're not there either. Like many immigrant parents, they want their son to be more successful than they are. But my mother was an MD and my father was an OD. And I'm still not quite sure what's supposed to be another level above that. What the hell is an MD and an OD? I have no clue. Oof. Sorry about your dad. No. Doctor of Optometry. What? I don't know these words, mate. Optometry? Help me out, please. It was a big disappointment to my mother's parents, who were hoping their daughter would go for an ophthalmologist instead. Yeah, that word. I'm not even gonna try and read that again. My tongue cannot deal with that. Nope. Whoa, that's embarrassing. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but my family is the strictest of the strict. Like, graduate second in your class, then have your mother tell you at graduation that you could have been first if you did the books a bit harder level strict. Dang. Walking, talking stereotypes. How dare they? My mom never dropped that shit on me. And our drives to her chemotherapy. Ooh, bomb. Well, he did not see that one coming. Ugh. I can't beat that. What, you mean you don't want to spend a day dwelling on the worst moments of your life? Come on, dredging up childhood traumas is everyone's favorite hobby. Where's your sense of the macabre? I usually have to pay to dredge up my childhood traumas with someone. Psychology! Alright, I accept cash, card, and signed photos of Brendan Urie. Alternatively, we can just talk about happy things instead. How do you like cats? All cats are bastards. Agreed. So much for happy thoughts. But they are happy thoughts. Cats may hate me and I may hate them, but I like looking at them. It's probably my spiciest take. Toon was enjoying the easy rapport he'd found with Hannah, something rare and precious. But with that thought came this sudden sense of panic at the idea of losing this feeling, of losing... Oh, he pulled away because he's kind of thinking about summer camp here now, isn't he? He likes to get close, but not too close. Because he's afraid of losing people. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. That was a sudden mood switch. Felt a bit uneasy on my feet there for a second. This place kinda does a number on you. You can say that again. This place kinda does a number on you. It was a lie. The anxiety in his chest clawing at his lungs wasn't an affliction brought on by his presence in the café. His fear of loss made him just like the rest of the patrons. By the way, none of them are dead, right? They're both alive? I hope? I'm sorry I've wasted so much of your time. What? You don't have to apologize for that. If you're spending my time, then I guess I'm spending yours too. And for a moment, the two said nothing, simply enjoying each other's company. Hey, are you... Shh. Can you hear it? Hear it? The robot! Wait, where has she gone off to suddenly? The robot brought the ring. Wait. Was I seeing things? I was thinking about the pentagon-shaped thingy, wasn't I? But he did indeed throw a ring at first. Okay, well, that was probably my mistake. Anyway, moving on. Is this your ring? That's the one! There we go. So, did he just propose to her? With her own ring? Great! Guess we're done here then. Are we though? Are we done here? Yeah. Great. I'll, see you around. Mate. What? Oh, he's truly afraid of connecting here, huh? Sure. See you around. There's no way this just ends like this. Dylan watched her go, regretting how quickly he dismissed her. His mind raced, searching for an excuse to call her back and continue their conversation. Was he meant to yell something like, "Hey, you've got spaghetti on your sweater!" With every step she took, the warmth in him faded until she was gone, and he was left empty and cold. Damn it. Yup, he squandered the opportunity. But we do know that they got together again at some point, because in the main story they were sitting there at the bar together. Two in love darts. People were hard to understand, but a dartboard was simple. Circles and squares and a sharp little missile thrown bare, handed by him, a self-proclaimed dartist. He'd honed his skills on school nights, while his parents were too engrossed in their work to pay attention to him. It was a relatively quiet game, and played skillfully, so it never made enough sound to draw their ire. What had started as a distraction was now a secret love. Secret, because what self-respecting teenager plays darts? If you go to a cafe and there's an actual darts board, you would be surprised how many drunk teenagers will be playing darts. Though I have to say, it's not really a great combination. Drunk teenagers and darts? No. It ends with a hospital checkup. But he was not a self-respecting teenager. Not in the slightest. Yo! She's back? Hey, I haven't seen you since breakfast. So she's the one who takes initiative here, huh? I kinda respect that. Oh, hey. You know that would only make sense if we actually had breakfast together, right? Shut up. Okay, he should just shut up about that. She just made a little reference to that previous conversation about summer camp and he just shoots it down like that? Dude. You some kind of chain-smoking darts hustler? I wish. So you're not gonna teach me how to play? I mean, it's that easy, right? You've got darts, you've got boards, you throw darts into board, score. Easy. Nah, I'm really not any good. Dude, you just hit 2 bullseyes in a row. Yeah, that's the problem. Each segment on the board is worth a different number of points. You start with a fixed number of points, usually 501 or 301, and then you throw darts and deduct amounts from your number. Yeah, wait, I actually have no clue how darts work either. No clue at all. The trick is... Whoa! All my interest is gone, instantly! How'd you get so good at that? Practice. That's the full extent of my darts knowledge, anyway, so you're not missing out on anything. And besides, there are far more interesting things around here than this dartboard. Like the room with the porthole. More interesting than a dartboard? This day just gets better and better. Then follow me. Where are we off to? What is it they say? Show, don't tell. Outside. He goes outside. Okay. Where are you off to? This is now final destination. There's something cooler to show you. If you're talking about what's at the end of that catwalk, I've been there before. I came in that way, actually. The catwalk's not interesting. Then, where are you going? Going down. Did he just jump? Oh, right, there's a ledge, okay. You think you're funny? Often. But you know, when you just wanna eject yourself from a conversation. When you find yourself in a social situation that you can't wait to get out of. Whoa, rude. No. I never get the chance to make those big grand exits that I'm always dreaming about. Sometimes you gotta just seize the moment, or whatever. You'd rather make a dramatic exit than keep talking? I allow myself to do it sometimes as a treat. So, now what? Making a grand exit wasn't the only reason I jumped down here. Oh, so that stunt wasn't the main attraction? You wanted something interesting. I'm just trying to deliver. Oh, so we're going down there. We've been down there, haven't we? She's having reservations here. You can jump down. I don't have the feet of an athlete. Bend your knees when you land. It'll soften the landing. The impact force will travel from your feet through to your hip bone. You're real elegant when you've got a captive artist, aren't you? Also, he could like just hold her and help her down. Not just watching her stumble down. Yes, young cricket. Don't lock your knees. The more you say, the less inclination I have to listen. You're talking paragraphs, my dude. Whatever. Yep, my method works! The robot is following us? Oh? What's this little guy doing here? These are the little weight boards that make up for the lack of employees in the cafe. They're all different. I love it! You think it climbed down here on its own? It's not outside the realm of possibility. I wouldn't bother it. Try and stop me. She did touch it. We probably shouldn't mess with it. You're sure? I mean, we already have had multiple conversations about these bots. One especially important is like the 50%... What was it again? Violence? Not 100%, but 50%? I really wouldn't trust it. Someone probably left it here for a reason. Now they're gonna come looking for it and find out that someone booped it. How will you feel if you're booped by a giant fleshy creature? What? I'm just saying, this is a weird spot to find a robot. It might have been put here to do a specific job. I think it's bored. Can we take it with us? I really think we shouldn't. But she's gonna insist. Oh yeah, the eyes. Wait, she's not gonna insist? Fine. Or she's just gonna take it with... I'm fully expecting that bot to follow us, or she's just holding it in her hands. No? Okay. Is this what you wanted to show me? Nah, this is still the journey. Oh, cool. Also, she really seems to trust him. He's taking her to a completely off-the-grid area. Might as well be a psycho killer, right? We'll get there soon enough. Is it safe for us to be down here? Does it matter? We're young, indestructible. What? Because we're young we have to take risks? If the danger exists, I simply close my eyes and pretend not to see it. But for real though, I don't think there's anything down here that hasn't already been stripped for parts. So we probably won't trip into a giant shredder or anything. Or be crushed by giant bouncing logs. If I see one coming, I will pretend that I don't, so I can enjoy their surprise. You're so thoughtful, come on! Last one there's a rotten egg! You don't even know where we're going! Watch your step, you don't want to trip. Didn't you just say something about ignoring danger? I mean, I'm not an idiot. Could have fooled me. Rude. Actually, given the amount of jagged rusty metal I'm seeing around here, we should probably be at least a little careful. Anna? Oh, jeez. Has she run off? Oh, wait, whoa, she's up there? What are you doing up there? Be careful! Looks safe to me. You never know what could be unstable or ready to collapse. Ha! I'll just look in the mirror for that. Okay, but for real? Why'd you bring me here if you were just gonna chaperone me to death? We're not at a final destination yet. Oh? Then what are we hanging around here for? So, what's dangerous around here? Jagged rusty metal? Tetanus, probably. It's not gonna poke through your shoes, hopefully, but try not to land on it with your face. Noted. Not being too much. I should know at this point that I'm very bad at evaluating risk. Oh, really? Shouldn't have followed you down here. I'm gonna have double tetanus by the time we leave. Not aiming for triple tetanus. I try to keep my expectations modest. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Train station? Is this a new location that we're gonna unlock here? Alright, dude, where are you taking her? This is getting a little bit ominous. Taking her down into a completely abandoned, I don't know what this is. Technical installation vent, whatever. If this is meant to be more interesting, I have bad news for you. This hallway tells its own story. Well, it's too dark to read. There's just nothing happening here. Why hasn't anyone taken the time to make this place nicer? Maybe interior designer wasn't too rustic industrial. There's no accounting for taste. What a cop-out. There's no accounting for taste. Hey, the human mind is complex. How am I supposed to know? The human mind is complex? Okay, Einstein. Well, actually, Einstein was primarily a physicist, not a neuroscientist. Whoa, we must kill at parties. Yeah, chicks dig me. I guess I can see it. Careful, don't hurt yourself. Do I look like someone who's worried about hurting himself? You're looking more like one of those tour guides who has to walk backwards everywhere. They're not known for being prone to accidents, are they? Hey, you never know. I had this friend who was touring uni campuses. This guy was so distracted by walking and talking that he toppled right into a fountain. And what's more... Oh, he did trip. Also, I had a feeling that the robot would show up at some point again. I was right. Don't say you told me so. I should laugh, but well, here I am. Laughing at you. Great job, little buddy. Can I pet this one? Yeah, I guess. Oh, it's a new one? Oops. Did she actually get pinched this time? Why did you do that? Why did I do what? Tell me it was okay to pet him! I thought you wanted to pet him. Yeah, I wanted to, but I wasn't asking for your permission. What? But... Oh, man. Okay, women. Fuck. So contradictive. You just seemed really bothered when I said not to touch them. Other times, I mean. I didn't need your permission. I was asking your opinion. You know, since you seem to be such an expert on this place. Like, hey, any risk associated with what I'm about to do, help me make an informed decision. So imagine my utter shock when I actually listened to you for once and literally got bitten for my troubles. I'm sorry. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. I didn't want to disappoint you by saying it would be a bad idea. Stop being a coward. Tell me what you think, not what you think I want to hear. I'm sorry. You're forgiven. But that little milk bottle shit isn't. Pinching bastard. How was she pinched? The little robot only had like a claw and the claw went around her finger. It didn't even touch her. Hey, that little milk bottle shit tripped me first. Yeah, and it was hilarious. Well, I hope you've at least learned the dangers of backwards walking and talking. I have, but how about you? Definitely not. And he's back at it. They say a donkey doesn't hit the same stone twice. Too bad for him, he's a little goober doofus. Ladies and Hannah, we've reached the final stop of this nondescript hallway. You really gonna keep saying nondescript, Mr. Does Know That Thesaurus? Dull, sterile, boring, boom! There's no better adjective in my non-descriptive opinion. Ever read any Lovecraft? That was monsters were so scary that his narrators couldn't describe them. He really took the easy route with that one. Who did? Lovecraft. Wait, that was his real name? Yeah. No wonder he was like that. What else would a guy with that name be known for? Crafting love? As in the contrary of Minecraft? Crafting mines? I guess. You got me. Ah, we've arrived. So, wait, what is it? Is this just a warehouse? They emerged into a storeroom. Shelves stacked with dusty jars full of mysterious glowing liquids. And I wondered briefly if any of their contents were edible. Why is that the first thought that comes up into you? See some random liquids that glow and be like, could I eat that? The age-old question, followed by sudden death, painful death, or literally enjoying the food, I guess? Huh, why are these all the way out here? Try reading the labels. I can't read whatever language that is. It's Latin. Casual flex there, smarty pants. I have an ad hoc understanding of Latin words, phrases, etc. I'm going to kick your ass, and you would be well justified in doing so. How long were you holding on to that hilarious Latin joke for? Since I read it on the internet. I wanted to understand the lyrics of One Winged Angel, so I was doing a bit of research. That nerds love their wordplay. I've studied Latin for 4 years, didn't enjoy it really. So after 4 years I ditched it. And then I came into contact with the German language. The exact thing while I was running away from Latin, I'd rediscovered in German, so my hell continued. For 2 more years. Yup. Can you actually read any of these labels? None of them say Sephiroth, so no. All I can tell you is that if I see Memento Mori, you probably shouldn't drink it. Is that the Latin word for poison? No. No. It means in memory of. Usually put on a funeral card. Remember your mortality. That's very loosely translated, but sure. Oh, I'm very aware of my mortality. Thanks. So, why the obsession with this particular song? It's from a video game. When you played it with your friends? Nah, single player. I'm not good at connecting with my peers. And I thought we were connecting pretty well. They're not really hiding their affinity for each other here, are they? It's pretty vocal. You think we're peers? Because it appears you're out of my league. Yeah, if you're gonna make puns, mate. Ah, shucks. It's true. 3 cheers for low standards. And his eyes sparkled when she laughed. For once, Toon struggled to feel anything but warm. Yo, check out that one! The one that's not glowing? With a lot of labels on there. I told you already, I can't read it. Yeah, but look at it! Looks like there's something trapped inside. Creepy. Should we do something about it? No! Why would you start touching stuff? Why are you asking me? Okay, yeah, it's moving. Don't touch it. Just move away. Oh. She touched it. Whatever's in it wants to get out. I'm not sure it's a good idea to mess with this stuff. What if it's a genie or something? Oh no. Is that the sound of impending litigation? I guess I can't stop you either way. What did we just release here? Thank you. A warm glow suffused them both, then in a heartbeat was gone. Did you hear that? I think so. What did we just release into the world? What if that was like some kind of box of Pandora? All misery has been unleashed onto the world. When we get back out, everything's just burning. Do you think we did something we shouldn't have? We? 2 hands touched that jar and they were both yours. You were at least an accomplice. I get the feeling we unleashed something. I got that impression as well. Was it a mistake? It was gonna shatter on the ground anyway. I don't really think we changed the outcome of the situation. Yeah, but still. You could have changed the outcome of the situation by putting it on a safe spot. Well, even if we did set an evil spirit free, I'm glad we came here. I'm glad we came here too. You ever got that feeling like you've already committed to a decision, but you're not yet sure if it'll lead to something great? Or something painful? Are we still talking about the jar? Yes, definitely. Let's get a move on. Nope. No, she was not. She was talking about the conversation she had with the dude. And whatever follows. Sure, our final destination's right through here. Oh, we weren't there yet. This was still the journey, okay. Okay, that's a bright yellow. Well, orange. Orange-yellow. Oh, wait. We actually went to a train station. Doon's heartbeat thundered in his ears. Afraid of heights? I think it's perfectly natural to be a bit spooked when confronted with something that could be lethal. Lethal? Wait, what? Is he just stepping off again? What? Nothing to be afraid of. What just happened? Scared me for a sec there, hotshot? Oh yeah? You felt an absence when she withdrew her hand. When I thought to myself, I hope he's falling for me, this isn't exactly what I had in mind. But like, that doesn't seem pleasant. The fall, I mean. Why jump if you don't have to? The gut-wrenching fear only lasts a few seconds. You get used to it. I can only imagine. What I want to know is why you felt compelled to do it in the first place, and how he found out about it. Because no sane person would just step off into the void like that. Not if it had some kind of goal, you know? I'm not gonna mention it because I don't think YouTube likes it when you mention it, but you know, I just wanted to feel something. Sometimes horror movies just aren't enough. I get it. Yeah, it's just, you know, like I said earlier, better to feel something than nothing sometimes. Is that downtown? I think so. Also, there's no way that they're alive. Neither of them, right? Maybe she is, but he is for sure dead, because why else would he be just popping back onto the station and not floating or falling down the tracks? I don't really catch a train into town that often. Don't recognize anything specific, but the Yara's there, so the rest of the city must be too. Reckon anyone can see us from down there? Dunno. The city looks so different from up here. Yeah. It feels lived in. Most cities do. That's why they're cities. People live there. But some cities just seem sterile, you know? Housing estates and golf courses and toll roads on a grid. Everyone commuting to their office job in a skyscraper that's the same as all the other ones. This one's pretty to look at. Is it safe to sit there? Look, if I can step off this platform, it would be crazy for me to be shy about letting my legs dangle over the edge. Sitting here like this reminded Tuan of being 7 and swinging his legs downwardly over a balcony's edge with his friends. They got yelled at for it, because it was dangerous, but the association stuck. It had been a long time since it felt so carefree. At a glance, Melbourne's sprawl seemed vivid and meticulously detailed, but the more he tried to pick out individual features, the more his vision blurred. From up here, everything ran together like unmixed paint. Everything was just an indistinct part of a larger whole. I thought I'd be able to see my house from here, but I can't. Actually, I can't recognize anything. I know it's Melbourne, but it feels like a dream. Do you think we're dreaming? I think I might be. You could be a figment of my imagination. I was thinking it was the other way around. I suppose it's all about perspective. Considering how many dreams end with the sensation of falling, this is certainly an appropriate place for it to end. Oh yeah, that is a dreadful feeling. When you're in bed and suddenly have the feeling that you're dropping down, then have that sudden shock. I don't really want it to. Me neither. Okay, I have to say it, but these are some pretty colors, man. If you just brought me here for us to stare longingly into each other's eyes, we could have just stayed down in the cafe. I'm just enjoying the view. Very funny. So when are you going to hurry up and make a move? He did it! He made a move! What took you so long? Far easier to say something clever than to say something sincere. And now in the distance you hear some guy yelling, "Hey! You two should kiss!" Wait, what? She's holding back? Having second thoughts? Suddenly they set apart? What just happened? I lied to you earlier. About what? Remember when I told you about my mom's leukemia diagnosis? I was 13 years old and my dad left us because of it. Yeah, I remember. It wasn't the whole truth. She wasn't the one who got the diagnosis. Wait, did she get it? This hair isn't mine. 6 months of chemo wasn't kind to me. I felt like a fraud every time I wore someone else's hair, so I bought this from a costume shop. If I was gonna lie to the world about having hair, it might as well be something dazzling. Can you say something? Please? I guess it's not a surprise. You don't make fun of people when it's trivial stuff. When you started cracking wise about cancer, I started getting the inkling that it wasn't about someone else. That obvious, huh? Not at first. Also, I do want to mention, like, now I kind of get why she has second thoughts. If she has a severe case of leukemia, it means she doesn't have a long while to live. At least that's how she makes it sound. And maybe she's afraid he will ditch her since their time together might be limited. Really makes you think twice before starting a relationship. I feel like I've gotten to know you well enough by now. You interrupted something. Yeah, I was going to... I know. If you still want to, Sorry, mood's dead. My fault. Need to reset the scene. How about we go for a walk? I think that'd help. We keep walking further and further away from the cafe. Are we not getting lost here? As the last vestiges of the terminal faded into the distance, Toon realized they were entering a world of their own construction. There were no rules here. They were well and truly free from everything else. He didn't know what they were walking towards, but in the end, did it really even matter? Oh, okay, time moved on. For a fleeting moment, Toon felt oddly at peace, despite everything. Hannah had trusted him with her true self. But with affirmation came fear. Fear of what came next, of the moment after that and the one after that. He closed his eyes, suddenly finding it hard to breathe. Hannah's gentle touch on his back pulled him back into reality. Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just an anxiety attack. Don't worry about me. Just? Was it the height from sitting on the edge? No, it's him being scared of what the future holds for, well, the both of you. No, they never happen when I'm there. Never. It's only when everything's fine, when everything's safe. Because when everything's good, I know it only takes one bad moment to bring the whole house of cards crashing down. Was that what I said before? No, what you said. What I didn't say. What didn't you say? I knew. Knew? What knew? I've known cosplayers. I can recognize a good wig. You knew? Yes. I wouldn't have had the courage to keep talking to you otherwise. The best friendships I ever had were the ones with a built-in expiration date. Yeah, okay. I think I get it now. All Toon saw in her eyes was betrayal. Is that what I am to you? A girl with an expiration date? Oh, wow. Oh, wait, no. I think she's looking into it a bit too hard here. No? Wait. Oh. That comes off completely different now. It's not you! It's me! I'm so used to people being transient in my life. It wasn't so scary to talk to you if... I'm sorry. I brought you here because I wanted to feel normal for just one night. I wanted that too. To leave everything behind and feel normal. Even if only for a few hours. And I did. Thank you. Hannah. Toon felt him teetering on the brink of something. What was she feeling? The same dread? The same longing? This was the second time I thought they were going to kiss, but nope. Toon felt Hannah shaking in his arms. Hot tears soaking through the fabric of his shirt. But not just her tears. He realized he was crying with her. Toon wished the train would pull up to the platform to whisk them away, so they'd never have to return home. He knew Hannah felt the same way. But that's not how life worked. Are you ready? As long as it's with you. Just don't let go. They're gonna poof back at this station? Hannah's finger dug into his skin in the first terrifying seconds. He couldn't blame her. Upside down, falling like a rock towards the center of Melbourne, Soon saw something new in Hannah's eyes. And poof, they were back up there. This makes me think they're both dead. It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. It seemed as though the wind had stolen their words, leaving only silence. They walked in lockstep, each dragging their feet. I don't think we can walk any slower. Try me! I can do this all day. You came out tonight looking for something very specific. Yeah. I'm not sure that's me. I think it might be. But if it's not, I guess I'm okay with that too. At first glance, Tuan had thought the shelves of jars were just thrown together afterthoughts, nothing more than a forgotten mess. But now he realized that each jar seemed perfectly created for its contents, as if they were made for each other. I seemed far away, perhaps also thinking of the jars, or perhaps of something else entirely. You think I'm carrying around a lot of pain, don't you? Hard not to, after all this. But it's not you. I've been thinking about myself. I'm just here to experience this, man. I assumed you were carrying a lot of pain, not because you did anything to make me think that. It's just easier to cope when I assume everyone else is going through the same stuff as I am. That said, I reckon I figured something out about you. You like me. No way, I thought this hand-holding business was strictly platonic. I want my money back. I just gave you a new piece of information, you dingus. What? Did you expect me to do some flowery I like you anyway speech? Because that's not really my thing. You've got baggage. That's part of who I am. You don't get to pick and choose. And that's okay. I like you. I like all of you, Hannah. Every little thing that's ever happened to you has shaped you into the person standing next to me. And I really, really like that person. You're right, I don't get to pick and choose. So when I say, I like all of you, I want you to know that I mean it. You're not the first person who's ever told me something like that before. But you're the first person I've believed. The worst way to lie to someone is to tell them what you think they want to hear. Yeah, you get it. I think I can stand behind that thought, yeah. It seems a bit careless, a bit manipulative. Are you ready to do this? I'm ready, as long as you're doing it with me. Then, don't let go. Yep, so they both were dead. That was pretty obvious. June waited for the moment he knew was coming for Hannah's form to fade, as all spirits did upon leaving the terminal. Or only she was dead and he was alive? Oh, okay. So she already passed away because of her illness? But the moment never came. And there she was on the other side, her warm fingers intertwined with his. Wait, what? No, wait, I'm confused. What happened now? Are you? I'm still here. I go in for my last round of chemo tomorrow. So are you gonna hurry up and kiss me already? She's not dead yet. And last chemotherapy session, does that mean that they've cured her? So they're both still alive. Wow. This visual novel was making me think one of them was dead, but then I still have no clue how this world works, but it's definitely different from our universe. Okay, so that was our first little side story. I guess there is still one more, and that's the one with Samantha and whoever is sitting beside her. But that will be for the next episode. If you enjoyed, please do leave behind a like. That would be very much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next part. Ciao!